The D4vd story just flipped the whole game. A rising star, a shocking investigation, and music videos that now look like confessions. This ain't just about music anymore, it's a mystery straight out of a crime thriller.
Now, why would the artist do that?
Man, the D4vd story just flipped the whole internet upside down. One moment this kid was the quiet storm of the music game, the next moment his name's attached to one of the wildest crime stories of the year. D4vd, known for making that moody, dreamy music that had fans vibing in their feelings, is now at the center of an investigation that's got people shook. It all started when news broke that a body had been found inside a Tesla linked to him. That detail alone blew people's minds because fans were like, hold up, how does a rising star go from charting hits to being tied up in a situation this dark?
Mitochondria?
I gotta stop with him if you even.
We
need to delete this.
Maz, can we delete all VODs? And then as soon as the stream ends, delete the stream too?
Suddenly, his art, his lyrics, even his videos are being dissected like never before. What was once seen as creative expression is now being replayed frame by frame with folks asking if he was foreshadowing something sinister. That kind of switch up is the stuff that turns a musician into a headline, not for a Grammy, but for suspicion. The craziest part is how the dots started connecting in people's minds after the news dropped. One of his videos, One More Dance, resurfaced heavy in the conversation. In it, D4vd is literally shown dragging what looks like a body bag to the trunk of a car. At the time, fans thought it was just eerie storytelling or some artsy attempt at drama. But now, with the discovery of a body in his actual car, that scene has been flipped from creative to creepy evidence. People started saying things like, yo, did he just tell on himself through his music? And whether that's fair or not, once the internet grabs onto a narrative like that, there's no letting go. The chatter grew even louder when clips of his unreleased songs popped up online, where the lyrics seemed to reference violence, time to kill, or even moving bodies. Academics, one of the loudest voices in hip-hop media, confirmed that one of those songs was authentic, which only fueled the flames. Fans began calling it demonic and acting like D4vd had been dropping clues all along. It's wild how fast the public can turn from hyping up your talent to tearing apart your art for meaning. Now let's talk about the imagery and timing, because that's where this story really starts to feel like something out of a Netflix doc. D4vd was known for being mysterious, keeping his personal life away from the spotlight, which added to his appeal. People loved that he wasn't oversharing like every other celebrity on IG Live, but that mystery also means nobody really knew who he was outside the music. Once the Tesla story broke, fans began playing detective, digging into his catalog, his live streams, even old interviews, searching for anything that could tie his art to reality. The I Got Time to Kill lyric especially sent shivers through the fan base because of how on the nose it felt. Combine that with the visuals of dragging a body and suddenly you've got a whole internet jury ready to convict before any court date is even mentioned. That's the culture we live in now. Clout and controversy move faster than facts. And while investigators have yet to confirm his role beyond owning the vehicle, the pressure on D4vd is insane. His silence only adds fuel to the theories, making him look either guilty or carefully calculated. Either way, this saga is only beginning, and the world is locked in, waiting to see what happens next. The thing that makes this story so insane is how D4vd's career was just starting to hit that next level before all this chaos popped off. He had gone from uploading songs in his bedroom to having charting singles, global streams, and even a growing cult fan base who loved his dark, moody style. His sound wasn't the same as every other rapper out there. It was emotional, experimental, and had that underground vibe that made fans feel like they were discovering a hidden gem. That mysterious energy built his brand, but now it's being flipped against him. Reporters are running headlines linking his art to real-life crime, and the public's perception is shifting overnight. Instead of fans talking about his next project, everyone's locked in on whether his music was secretly a confession. That's a brutal twist for any artist when your creativity stops being entertainment and starts looking like evidence. Media outlets are having a field day with this. Major papers and blogs are plastering his name next to words like investigation and body found. Clips from his music videos are getting reposted everywhere with captions like, "Did D4vd predict this?" or "Art imitating life?" The power of social media is wild because once TikTok and Twitter catch on to a narrative, it spreads like wildfire. People are splicing together his lyrics with news headlines, making him look like some kind of villain mastermind. Even though police haven't officially charged him, the court of public opinion already got their verdict locked in. It doesn't matter if this ends up being a misunderstanding, his image will never be the same. We've seen it before with artists. Once their name gets tied to something dark, that shadow lingers forever. And in D4vd's case, the visuals and lyrics make it way too easy for folks to connect the dots, whether they're real dots or just coincidences. What's even crazier is how some fans are defending him, saying it's just artistic expression, while others are straight up canceling him. It's a cultural split. The defenders argue that art has always pushed boundaries. Look at horror movies, crime novels, or even rap's history of gritty storytelling. They're saying, don't take it literally, he's just painting pictures with his music. On the flip side, critics are pointing at those same pictures, claiming he blurred the line too much between fantasy and reality. Academics calling his unreleased track authentic added gas to the fire because now even media insiders are validating the "he told on himself" angle. The worst part for D4vd is that silence might not save him. If he speaks up, he risks saying the wrong thing. If he stays quiet, people think he's hiding. Either way, he's trapped in a spotlight he never asked for. The mystery that once made him cool is now the same thing that makes him look suspicious. And that's the kind of reversal no PR team can clean up overnight. This situation is so much bigger than music now. It's about perception, culture, and how fast someone can go from a rising star to a walking headline. Now, the wildest layer in this whole D4vd saga is how it's shaping the conversation about art, fame, and accountability in the music industry. Think about it, this dude was barely starting to build his lane, and suddenly he's become a case study in how fast success can twist into scandal. Fans who once praised him for being mysterious now see that same silence as suspicious. Labels that were pushing his music heavy are probably sweating, wondering if their investment just turned toxic. And other artists are watching from the sidelines like, damn, if this can happen to him, it could happen to any of us. Because let's be real, lyrics, visuals, and creative storytelling have always flirted with dark themes. The difference here is timing, coincidence, and the internet's obsession with conspiracy. One viral clip can change your career forever, and D4vd's situation proves that in the loudest way possible. The real danger for D4vd is that this narrative might overshadow his entire legacy before it even begins. The kid had potential to carve out a unique lane in music, moody, cinematic, experimental, all that. But now, instead of people debating whether he's the next big breakout, the conversation is he guilty or not? That's a crazy shift in focus. And whether he's innocent or not, the stigma could stick forever. Even if police clear his name tomorrow, the internet doesn't forget. Those creepy video clips, those "I got time to kill" lyrics, the Tesla connection, all of that is etched into people's minds. Once fans tie your music to real crime, every future song is going to feel different. Even if he drops a simple love ballad next year, folks will dissect it for hidden meanings. That's the curse of being caught up in a scandal this heavy. Your art stops being entertainment and starts being treated like evidence. And that's a trap no artist wants to be in. But here's the flip side. Some people believe this could also catapult him into a whole different level of notoriety. Controversy has always been a strange fuel in entertainment. History shows us plenty of artists who face backlash only to come out bigger on the other side. The question is, can D4vd survive the storm without being swallowed by it? If he plays it right, clears his name, and flips the narrative, this could turn him into one of the most infamous artists of his generation. People love a redemption arc just as much as they love a downfall. But the truth is, he's walking on a razor's edge. One wrong move and the industry closes its doors on him. One smart move and he becomes a legend born out of scandal. Either way, his story is already insane, and it's still unfolding. Fans, critics, and the entire music world are tuned in, waiting to see whether this is the beginning of the end or the start of something even crazier.